Something is already wrong. You wake up, but this isn't your bed. The ground beneath you is hard, cold, stone. You open your eyes, and the light, God, the light, it's wrong. It's too bright, too orange, and the smell hits you before anything else does. Smoke and animal fat, and something you can't name but makes your stomach turn. You sit up, your hands hit rough cobblestone, and you hear it. Voices, hundreds of them. Pause. Not speaking any language you recognize at first, but then, slowly, your mind catches up. Latin. They're speaking Latin. You are not where you were. You are not when you were. And something, deep in the back of your skull, is already screaming at you. This is not safe. Get up. Get up right now. 982 characters. The world breathes around you. For a moment, you just stand there, staring. The street is narrow, impossibly narrow. Buildings rise on both sides like canyon walls, 5 stories of sun-bleached plaster and dark wood shutters. Laundry hangs between windows. A child shouts somewhere above you. Water trickles down a gutter carved into the stone. People move past you like you're a statue. No one stops. No one stares. They have somewhere to be. A man in a rough wool tunic carries a clay pot on each shoulder. A woman walks by with a basket of bread, warm. You can smell it. Flat rounds of it, sesame and oil. For 1/2 second, you almost forget where you are. It smells like something real, something human. The sun is high, or close to it. The heat presses down like a hand on your neck. Somewhere nearby, a market maybe, someone is haggling loudly, and the sound bounces off every wall at once. A donkey brays, flies buzz. Everything smells alive. This is Rome, ancient Rome, and it is exactly as loud, as dirty, as human as it ever was. But something is sitting in your chest that isn't awe, it's dread. 1180 characters, eyes that linger too long. You start walking because standing still feels worse. The street opens into a wider square, a forum or something like it, and the scale of it stops you cold. Columns, marble everywhere, statues that are too white, too perfect, watching you from every angle with blank stone eyes. A man to your left is watching you, not the way people watch strangers. The other way, the measuring way. You don't speak, you keep walking, your clothes are wrong. You know that instantly. Everyone here is in tunics, in robes, in leather sandals, laced up to the knee. You look like something that fell from the sky. And in a city where class, rank, and identity are written into every thread of clothing, being unreadable is dangerous. Pause. A soldier passes. 2 of them. Iron breastplates, red cloaks, the sound of their boots against stone arriving before they do. They don't look at you, but one of them, just for a moment, slows. And you feel his eyes move over you like a hand checking a lock. He moves on. You exhale. You didn't realize you've been holding your breath. The sun shifts. The shadows. Lean east. A bell, no, not a bell, something lower, something bronze, rings out from somewhere across the rooftops. And the crowd changes, just barely, but you feel it. A subtle tightening, like animals before a storm. 1198 characters, the air starts to change. You hear the word before you understand it. Incendium, fire, not here, not yet. But somewhere on the wind, carried over rooftops, the word moves through the crowd like a shiver. Heads turn, eyes go to the sky. You follow their gaze, and there, past the columns, past the temples, past the crowded maze of insulae apartment blocks that lean and sway and creak, there is a smear of black smoke rising in a slow, terrible column. Rome burns. It does this. You know that. Even you know that. Rome is famous for it. Insulae, those stacked wooden fire traps housing thousands, go up like paper. The city burns and rebuilds and burns again. Pause. But knowing a fact and standing beneath the smoke are 2 very different things. People around you begin to move. Not running, not yet, but faster. The casual drift of the crowd becomes something with direction, with urgency. A woman grabs a child's wrist and pulls. A merchant starts stacking his goods back into crates with shaking hands. The soldiers are moving now too. More of them. From where? You don't know. They seem to materialize from doorways, from side streets, like the city itself is bleeding men in red. Your skin is prickling. Every animal instinct you have, the ones buried beneath 1,000 years of civilization, is screaming at you to run. 1,210 characters, the fire finds you. You move with the crowd because you have no better plan. Down one alley, then another. The streets here are worse, narrower, darker, the buildings pressing in from both sides so close you could touch both walls with your arms spread wide. The smell of smoke is stronger now, not distant. Here. You hear it before you see it. A roar, low and steady, like a waterfall made of heat. You round a corner and stop. Pause. A building is on fire, 3 stories of it. The top floors are already gone, just open flame where windows were, tongues of orange licking the sky. The heat hits you 20 feet away like a wall. You feel it in your face, in your lungs, in the backs of your hands. People are running out, some carrying nothing, some carrying everything they own, bundled in sheets, in arms, in desperate hands. A woman sits on the pavement and does not move, and you cannot tell if she is breathing. No fire brigade will come fast enough. There is a brigade, the vigiles, night watchmen who fight fires, but the city is vast and the alleys are a maze and fire moves faster than men. Smoke curls under your tongue, your eyes water. Someone slams into your shoulder, hard, and doesn't stop, doesn't look back, just keeps running. You are alone in this. You have always been alone in this, and the fire is getting closer. 195 characters. The collapse. You run. There's no dignity in it. No heroism. Just feet against stone and lungs full of hot, bitter air and the sound. That sound, a mow of wood giving way, of beams cracking, of something enormous falling and the ground trembling with it. You don't look back. Every part of you knows. You don't look back. A wall of smoke hits you in a side street and you lose your bearings completely, left or right. Every direction looks the same. Stone walls, shut doors, closed shutters, people who have gone to ground or fled already. The gay street is emptying fast and that terrifies you more than anything. You press your back to a wall and close your eyes for 3 seconds. 3 seconds, because panic will kill you as surely as the fire. You breathe through your sleeve. You listen. Wind. Follow the wind. Fire needs air. If air is moving toward the fire, you move the other way. You open your eyes. You feel it, faint, barely there, on the right side of your face. A current, a pull. You go left. The smoke thins. The roaring fades. Not gone, but farther. The ground stops shaking and then suddenly you are in an open space, a wider street, other survivors, coughing, crying, covered in soot and terror. You made it out, but you don't feel lucky. Not yet. 1190 characters, what remains in the ash. The square you find yourself in is filling with the displaced. Families, old men, children who have stopped crying because they've run out of it. They sit on the cobblestones or stand in small clusters or simply stare at the column. Of smoke still rising, still feeding, still hungry. No one has water, not enough. A man passes a clay cup down a line of people, and each one takes only a sip and passes it on, and the cup comes back empty before it reaches you. You watch an elderly woman press her forehead against the stone wall of a temple and stay there perfectly still, not praying, or maybe praying, but mostly just breathing, just being alive, as if she needs to remind herself of the fact. A soldier pushes through the square, saying something sharp and official sounding. People move to the edges. Order is being re-established, or an attempt at it. The machinery of empire is slow, but it is never still. You sit on the ground. Your legs give out before you decide to sit. They just stop working. And you look at your hands, scraped, ash-grey, trembling. They look like someone else's hands. You have been here, in this time, on this stone, under this smoke, for less than an hour. And you are already a different person than the one who opened their eyes this morning. Whatever morning that was, the boy at the edge of the crowd. You see the boy standing at the edge of the square. 8 years old maybe, 9, barefoot. A tunic that was white before today. He is completely still in a square full of movement, looking at the smoke with an expression that doesn't belong on a face that young. Not fear, not tears, just understanding. The kind that costs something. You watch him scan the crowd, once, twice, 3 times, looking for someone. No one comes. Something in your chest collapses. You don't have words for it. You don't have the language for any of this, not literally, not emotionally. But you stand up, your legs barely hold, and you walk toward him. He looks at you when you crouch down in front of him. Dark eyes, very calm, very old. He says something. You don't understand the words. You shake your head slowly, honestly, the way you'd shake your head at anyone who needed truth instead of comfort. He nods. One small nod. Like he expected this, like he already knew. You sit beside him on the stone, not touching, not speaking, just there, because there is nothing else to offer, because presence is sometimes the only currency that has any value at all. You stay until a woman, his neighbor, his aunt, someone, rushes through the crowd and sweeps him up. He doesn't look back at you, but you look at him until he disappears. What history never tells you. The smoke is thinning now. Slowly. The way all terrible things thin, eventually. You are sitting in ancient Rome, in the rubble of an ordinary catastrophe. Ordinary because it happened all the time, because thousands of people lived like this, in buildings that could go up in an hour, in a city that burned so often it almost wrote it into the calendar. History books give you the grand version, the senators, the emperors, the battles and the borders and the aqueducts and the glory. They don't give you this. Pause. They don't give you the smell of smoke in a narrow alley, the weight of an empty water cup, the face of a child looking for someone in a crowd, the sound of a building falling, and the silence. That terrible silence that comes after, when everyone pauses to count who made it out. History is written by the survivors, by the ones with ink and time, not by the woman sitting on the pavement, not by the merchant with the shaking hands, not by you, sitting on this stone covered in ash, trying to remember which way is home. History is the curated version. This is what it actually felt like. And now you know something no textbook ever taught you. Survival isn't a skill. It isn't knowledge or cleverness or strength. It's 10,000 small decisions made in the dark by people who were terrified, who had no idea how it would end, just like you. Right now, today, would you have made it out? The sun is lower now. The square is quieter. Someone has lit a small fire, controlled, small, almost gentle. And people are gathering around it the way people always gather around fire, for warmth, for light, for the animal comfort of not being alone in the dark. You sit at the edge of it. You think about everything that went right today. The soldier who didn't stop, the smoke that thinned, the alley that led out instead of in, the boy who got found. Any one of those could have been different. Pause. Any one of those, and you'd be ash. And that's the thing no one prepares you for. Not about ancient Rome, not about any of it. It isn't the gladiators or the politics or the gods. It's the randomness, the terrifying, humbling randomness of being a body in a time that doesn't care about you. That never did. That never will. You existed here for one afternoon. You survived. Barely. Millions of people live their entire lives like this. Think about that. Drop a comment. I would survive, if you believe it. But be honest with yourself first, because today, on these streets, in this smoke, in this world where being the wrong person in the wrong tunic could end everything. Most of us wouldn't even make it to noon, would you?